These are the kinds of dogs that end up walking you because too many people these days are just a little too confident for their own good. One way to understand how someone thinks is to ask this: what's the largest animal you believe you could beat in a fight? And if you want to know how highly they value themselves, ask, what's the biggest dog you think you could take down? Or better yet, is there any dog on earth you believe you couldn't beat? Judging by comment sections on the internet, a surprising number of people seem to believe they could KO anything with fur and teeth. Here's a wild statistic: 6% of Americans genuinely believe they could beat a bear in a fight. There are over 350 recognized dog breeds in the world, and the truth is, the average human could probably hold their own against most of them. Dogs weren't bred to kill us, they were bred to live beside us. They come from pack hunters, not solo assassins. Most dogs only have one main tool for damage: their bite. And if they lack the size, strength, or stamina to back it up, well, odds are a grown adult could fend them off. But size changes the game. Once a dog tips the scale past 130 pounds, it's not just a barking problem, it's a serious physical threat. Go even further, and you're now sharing space with a creature that could end your life before you hit the ground. Every breath you take is conditional, granted by its judgment. To be clear, this isn't about demonizing breeds or promoting violence. Don't take this literally. This is about admiration, caution, and respect. Tibetan Mastiff. At one point, a zoo in China tried to pass off a Tibetan Mastiff as a lion. It didn't fool people for long, but the attempt wasn't as ridiculous as it sounds. These dogs are massive, coated in thick manes, and have an almost regal energy. They are descendants of ancient wolves and were bred specifically to guard monasteries high in the Himalayas from threats like wolves, bears, and even snow leopards. By nature, they are nocturnal. They sleep during the day and roam at night, like ghostly sentinels of mountain villages. Thanks to a rare genetic adaptation, Tibetan Mastiffs process oxygen about 50% more efficiently than most dogs. That's the same evolutionary trick as the Tibetan wolf, possibly due to ancient crossbreeding. But their story doesn't end in legend. These dogs became luxury items in China. At one point, owning one was a status symbol, some sold for more than $1 million. But as the trend faded, many were abandoned. Packs of them now roam the Tibetan plateau, attacking livestock, and occasionally people. What began as a noble protector of monks is now considered an ecological threat. Kangal, Turkey's national treasure. The Kangal Shepherd is not a pet, it's a living security system. Originally bred to protect sheep from apex predators, they routinely stand off against jackals, wolves, and even bears. Weighing up to 150 pounds, these dogs aren't herders. They're guardians. They don't bark to scare off danger, they confront it. What's fascinating is that Kangals are also incredibly gentle with their humans. But if anyone, or anything, comes too close to the flock, even the owner could be viewed as a threat. Their bite force? An absurd 743 psi. That's the strongest of any dog breed on Earth. It's like dropping a heavy metal kettlebell onto your skin, focused into a single inch. Even more impressive? Their loyalty is so complete that in Namibia, Kangals are used to protect predators. Once farmers introduced Kangals to their land, cheetah attacks on livestock dropped by 80%. Why? Because the cheetahs learn quickly, don't go near the flock. The dog won't chase you, it'll just wait and end you. Kangals are not beginner dogs. They require open space, structure, and someone who knows what they're doing. Without purpose, they become massive missiles of unpredictable energy. They don't walk on leashes, they drag them. Caucasian Shepherd Ovcharka. The Russian bear dog. This isn't just a nickname. In the harsh Caucasus Mountains, they were bred to defend homes, livestock, and people from real predators, including bears. There are two primary types: mountain, larger, long-haired, and steppe, shorter coat, more agile. Mountain Ovcharkas can weigh over 200 pounds, and every pound is stubborn muscle. Trying to restrain one is like arguing with a truck in neutral rolling downhill. These dogs don't just obey commands, they assess them. If it doesn't see the logic, it won't comply. After World War II, they were used to patrol the Berlin Wall. Even after the wall fell, some dogs continued guarding the empty space, out of memory, not orders. That's how deeply the instinct runs. You don't own an Ovcharka, you negotiate with it. Cane Corso. When a Cane Corso hops on the couch, knowing he's not allowed, and you reach for a newspaper, something clicks. You're not in charge here. from Latin canis, dog, and cohors, guardian or protector. These dogs descend directly from Roman war beasts. In battle, they'd charge enemy lines with jars of flaming oil strapped to their backs. Imagine that for a moment. The modern Cane Corso is more refined, but no less formidable. Calm, obedient, and fiercely loyal. Weighing over 120 pounds, they radiate quiet confidence. They don't growl much, because they don't need to. The same calm dog that lies beside your kids could also shred a wild boar in seconds if it had to. The only reason you feel safe near one is because it allows you to. Prince Presa Canario. Imagine a Cane Corso, but heavier, wider, and somehow more intense. That's the Presa Canario, the Canary Mastiff. Bred in the Canary Islands during Spanish colonization, these dogs were built for blood, not to scare predators, but to destroy them. Over 130 pounds of explosive athletic muscle. Their job wasn't to chase, it was to end. Unfortunately, this trait was abused. For decades, presses were used in illegal dogfighting rings, even after bans. The brutality nearly drove the breed to extinction by the 1960s, but dedicated breeders revived them. By 1989, they were recognized as the official dog of the Canary Islands. Today, with proper training, they're loyal companions, but one wrong move, and you'll meet the warrior in their bloodline. As always, no support for violence or animal harm. Mastiffs, English Bull, Neapolitan. There's something about Mastiffs majestic but intimidating. Bull Mastiffs look friendly but make you hesitate. Neapolitan Mastiffs look like a lava lamp turned into a bear. Their loose, thick skin acts like armor. It allows them to absorb bites and pivot inside their own skin to counterattack. And then there's the English Mastiff. Gentle giants, unless provoked. One named Ikema Zorba holds the record for the heaviest dog ever, 343 pounds. That's not a typo. That's a bear disguised as a pet. Few dogs can truly face off with a wolf. The English Mastiff is one of them. Rhodesian Ridgeback. Don't let the size fool you. Topping out around 120 pounds, Ridgebacks aren't tanks. They're tactical. Bred in southern Africa, their job wasn't to kill lions, but to distract, harass, and wear them down until the hunter arrived. Smart to the point of eerie, Ridgebacks don't just follow commands, they evaluate the situation. Owners often say, "He looks at me like he knows what I'm thinking." You don't train a Ridgeback with dominance, you train it with mutual respect. Push it and it pushes back. Earn its trust, and you've got a partner, not a pet. Boer Boel. Built like a tank, but loyal like a shadow. The Boer Boel is South Africa's ultimate farm protector, originally bred to defend homesteads from leopards and even baboons. Some stories claim they've taken on lions. One legend even says a Boer Boel killed 4 leopards in one night before finally falling to the 5th. Whether those tales are true or not, the strength is real. Boer Boels can weigh up to 200 pounds and have an instinct to shield their family. If a stranger approaches the gate, it doesn't bark, it blocks. They're intelligent, affectionate, and surprisingly gentle with children, but don't mistake calm for soft. This dog was built to fight nature itself. Dogo Argentino. In the 1920s, a young Argentinian set out to create the ultimate hunting dog. What he made was the Dogo Argentino, a dog bred to take down wild boar, pumas, and anything else the Argentine wilderness could throw at it. It combines the strength of a mastiff, the drive of a terrier, the scent of a pointer, and the agility of a boxer. The result is a muscular, snow-white machine of purpose. One legendary dogo named Morocha reportedly saved 2 girls from a puma, killing it after a brutal battle. Exaggerated? Maybe. But the dogo doesn't need myth to be intimidating. It earns it with every breath. Central Asian Shepherd, Alabai. A living fossil of the canine world. The Alabai didn't come from careful breeding, it came from survival. In the harsh climates of Central Asia, dogs weren't pampered. They either endured or they died. These dogs can weigh up to 200 pounds and every ounce is functional. Their instincts are deeply embedded. They don't just guard, they watch. Always. Unlike modern dogs, the Alabai hasn't been softened by comfort. It has thousands of years of environmental conditioning in its DNA. A polar bear in dog form, silent, slow-moving, and terrifying when provoked. Final thought. This isn't a call to violence. It's not a critique of dog breeds. It's a moment to admire what selective breeding, ancient instincts, and loyalty can create. If you really think you could beat any of these dogs in a fight, barehanded, no weapons, then all I can say is good luck. But don't take it literally. respect the beast, and be glad most of them just want to be loved.